Happy holidays from all of us at Metro TV. Today we're looking back at some of our top stories of 2025. Coming up on Louisville this week, I'm John Ramsey, Director of City Partnerships. The big story of 2025 was the crash of UPS Flight 2976 at Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
At approximately 5:14 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, UPS Flight 2976 from Louisville, Kentucky to Honolulu, Hawaii, an MD-11 with 3 crew members on board, was involved in a catastrophic crash here in Louisville adjacent to our airport. Right now, we believe we have at least 3 fatalities. Though I believe that number is going to get larger. We have at least 11 injuries, some of them very significant, that are being treated by local hospitals. Again, I think that number will get larger. I can confirm that there was no specifically hazardous cargo on board of the plane that would create an environmental issue for those around the site, but the impact and where it impacted could create those types of situations. So please, if there is a shelter in place, follow it. We have virtually every single fire, police, and emergency response group that is responding right now. The mayor, the congressman, and I have just visited the site, both where the plane first impacted, both structures and the ground, and then when the last portion of it came to rest.
What we just saw at the crash site is devastating beyond words. The impact and intensity of the wreckage, of the charred wreckage, is unlike anything I've ever seen before, and certainly nothing that I ever want to see again. It has been a long 36 hours for our city, 36 hours of tragedy, 36 hours of heroism and hard work by our first responders, 36 hours of our city once again coming together and showing our strength in these challenging times. There's a vigil tonight at the Teamsters local headquarters here in Louisville, and they have invited the entire community to come out to that vigil to be together during these times. And that's something that I think is very helpful for the entire community, is to come together, to share our sorrow, share our heartbreak, to say some prayers for the victims and the families that we lost in this tragedy, and to find strength to keep moving forward individually, as families, and as a community.
We finished this completion of testing about less than 24 hours ago. It was all complete. All of the victims' families have been notified, and we've been working closely with them throughout this whole process. I'll go ahead and release the names now. On Flight 2976, Captain Dana Diamond, 62 years old. Captain Richard Wartenberg, 57 years old. First Officer Lee Truitt, 45 years old. Angela Anderson, 45 years old. Carlos Fernandez, 52 years old. Louis Fedden, 47 years old. And Kimberly Asa, who was the granddaughter, 3 years old, of Mr. Fedden. Trinidad Trina Chavez, 37 years old. Continuing, there's Tony Crane, 65 years old. John Locks, 52 years old. John Spray, 45 years old. Matthew Sweets, 37 years old. Ella Petty Horton, 31 years old. And Megan Washburn, 35 years old. On behalf of the entire coroner's office, to all the families, please accept again our sincere condolences for your tragic loss.
We will be there to continue to support the entire Grade A family and all the other victims and survivors for as long as it takes. Through the weekend and today, NTSB continues its work at the site, continuing the investigation to provide answers so many of us are looking for. First responders remain at the scene. Today, they're removing heavy equipment, heavy parts of the plane that have fallen into the crash site. It's been an incredibly difficult time for our community, for the families who lost loved ones. But one bright spot since the tragedy is the feedback that we've received and continue to receive on the work of our amazing first responder, cleanup, and remediation teams. I want to read a brief note that I received the other day from one of the contractors, a national contractor who's working on the site, because I think it says a lot about the teams that we should all be proud are working on our behalf here in Louisville. And so I read, quote, "I've been in this industry for more than 30 years, and my counterpart and I have managed some of the most significant incidents in our nation's history. In all of that experience, I can honestly say I have never worked alongside a more capable, collaborative, and selfless group of professionals than those here in Louisville. It truly sets this city apart and deserves recognition."
I want to give you a little more detail about the waste and where it's going, or at least how it's going. So there obviously was a lot of oil related to this incident. There's been a lot of oil recovered, pure oil, and then there's been water recovered with oil in it. It's going to be incinerated out of state and will be thermally destroyed to 99.99999%.
We will continue to provide updates as there is information like there was this week. We'll do that on a weekly basis or as needed.
2025 was a year of crazy weather, from a historic snowfall to historic flooding, tornadoes, and an early December snowfall. Metro TV was there to cover it all.
It is the largest single day snowfall we've had in over 25 years here in Louisville. Stay home if possible. The conditions are still bad. We've used over 25 million pounds of salt, 11,000 gallons of calcium chloride. Our snow team crews have been working for 55 hours straight at this point. They started very early Sunday morning. Thanks to every one of them for working long hours so that all of us can get moving again and the city can get back to operating the way it normally does. The good news is that we are unaware of any injuries that are the result of the storm last night. We are very fortunate that when the storm came through and when these strong damaging winds came through, none of these areas behind us or some of the other areas of damage that we're seeing today, nobody was hurt. So that is the good news. But of course, many businesses, homes suffered very significant damage in and around the J-Town and Middletown area.
Jeffersontown has been devastated. We have many, many buildings that have been totally destroyed, but I can say that we are lucky because no one has lost any lives or had any injury here.
You can see just how much of the waterfront, how much of River Road, how much the river has overtaken.
There are 16 flood pump stations, 26 miles of levee and dams, more than 400 gates that have to be closed or changed to be able to keep the water in and pump the water out.
We're very fortunate to have the strength of our flood protection system, that we do not have even worse damage than we're currently seeing given this historic level of flooding.
We've made the very, very difficult decision to cancel Thunder over Louisville this year. When you look at these 2018 event pictures, this is what we're going to be facing, if not worse, in the next coming days. This is extraordinary based on those numbers, and it would mean that over 99% of the waterfront is underwater and exceeds all the way back to Melwood Avenue.
Today, we've diverted our team to help with this historic flood cleanup. So we are at Waterfront Parks Clayport on the west side of downtown. We've got about 70 volunteers today. We've got 100 volunteers signed up for next week. This is a record crowd for our cleanups that we are doing for the third year in a row.
It says something about the spirit of Louisvillians, about how we come together. There's a pride in living here. And, Waterfront Park is the community's front yard. It's everybody's park. Coming together for something like this really is it's what Louisville does.
200 people from our snow team have been working literally around the clock since Wednesday evening to prepare for and then respond to the winter weather that came through overnight. As of right now, nearly every road, every one of the 2,000 plus miles and 111 of our snow routes has been touched by our snow team. And they've treated it, starting with brining Wednesday night around 9:30. I want to give a giant thanks to all of the members of the snow team across Louisville Metro government that have been working round the clock through the night to get the roads in the condition that there are lots of great work. I think the road condition that you're seeing right now is the result of some changes that we've made over the past several months, and that is because of the brining that started much earlier than when the weather came in. That was a new change for this snow season that adheres to the pavement and helps prevent some of the sticking to then make it easier for our plows and other treatments, and then gets us back into conditions as well.
I think one of the benefits that we're seeing with the brining and the enhanced focus on brining is that potentially reduces the amount of salt that you have to apply because it's pre-treated.
Renovations were completed at area libraries, with the Parkland Library holding a grand opening at the start of 2025 and the Portland Library getting their grand opening in before the year ended.
Emily Dickinson wrote, "Faith is a fine invention when gentlemen can see, but microscopes are prudent in an emergency. It's time to start believing."
This is a visible, official beginning to our reopening of the Parkland Library. Believe it, Parkland, this library is going to reopen.
Welcome to the new, to the refreshed, to the refurbished, to the renovated, to the preserved, to the expanded Parkland Library.
This library initially opened in October of 1908. It was one of 9 Carnegie libraries that this community built. All are still standing. So it's not just that we're renovating a building. We're renovating a building that is 117 years old. Libraries connect communities. This is going to be a community gathering place. It's going to be a jewel for the Parkland neighborhood. It already is. It's just such a beautiful, fantastic building. We'll have computers for the public to use. There's a space just for teens. There's also a special space just for kids. Kids who come to this library will grow up remembering sitting in the window nooks and reading a book. We want the community to be here having a great time.
It is a long time coming. Welcome home.
Louisville Metro government supports several outside agencies doing great work in our city. Metro TV highlighted the work being done by several of these organizations that receive external agency funds.
We hear a lot from students, girls in particular, about how socially competitive school feels. We try to create an environment that is more like what we would hope our girls would be experiencing in their schools, which would be collaborative, supportive, we're lifting each other up. It just leads to a lot of really valuable conversations, and often participants report feeling a stronger sense of self or self-esteem, or a stronger sense of what their identity means to them, and a sense of belonging. I tend to take the lead on their community and educational outreach programming.
I sort of oversee our public-facing productions and plays. We definitely do things that are unusual and not traditional plays. We've been working in specific communities that would bring photographs or artifacts of their ancestors and share stories with one another, and then we would turn those into scenes. And we had done those workshops over 2 years and then wanted to create a culminating event that showcased all of those stories. So it was sort of a play and a workshop, and they were audience and participants.
We have described Lilith, that is the organization, as a bird with 2 wings. Our public-facing, production-based programming and our community and educational outreach programming. If one of those wings was stronger than the other, we couldn't fly straight, like that we'd be flying in a circle. So that it's important to us that for us, even though the public may only see one side of that, the other side gets as much time and resources as the more public programming. Our primary program is called Girls Speak or Youth Speak. We work with students really like 3rd or 4th grade through high school or even adult sometimes. So instead of having one person writing a script, the group creates the script together through various improvisational activities. They provide the content, we provide the structure and the process for creating creating the play. So we use the same process that we use in our professionally devised plays with our company, our ensemble members, and we bring it into schools or community partners.
This year, we only had one performance that had direct ticket sales. We try to make things as accessible as possible, and EAF funding really helps us to do that.
This money from local government really makes a big difference for us. Really allowed us to expand our program, train new teaching artists, reach out to new partners, subsidize programs with partners.
Fear, distrust, hatred, all of those things stem out of not knowing another person's lived experience. So theater is essential for us to learn about people that are different from ourselves.
It feels important to me that there's public, by public I mean government funding from our local government for programs that serve the city in these ways.
We have free after-school and summer programs for kids that live in the Smoketown neighborhood.
Theme Exchange is really cool, and they let you do fun things.
We are at the STEAM Exchange Community Arts Center. STEAM with a capital A, so like all the STEM programs we do are through the lens of art.
I've been going here for a long time. I'm 9 years old, and I've been coming here for 3 years.
I've been coming here since I was 6, and now 14.
I've been here since I was, 4. And I really love it.
The kids need a place where they can be safe and have fun and realize that they really can make anything with just their imagination and then some support and resources.
I like painting, screen printing, and just getting into different colors and different shapes and stuff.
Sometimes when you have homework, you can come here and do your homework. And then when you're at STEAM Exchange, you can learn a lot of things.
We have so many experiences and stuff that we do.
We've got supplies, we've got instruction, and then just it's wide open.
It's an amazing place where you'll just fit in. All the girls really support me. Everyone's sisters.
I will do my best to be honest and fair.
I'm all about Girl Scouts.
It is Girl Scout cookie season.
I like going through the badges.
If there's a badge that you want to work on so that you have some art that you've made to showcase at the community showcase, that's something to think about too. If it's things that our staff have expertise in, we can lead that, but we also bring in visiting artists if the kids want to learn a new thing. This summer we started doing ceramics for the first time, which was really exciting. We had a visiting artist come in and do that, and that's how we started doing murals. And screen printing, which was a standard for us, was our very first year. We had a visiting artist from New York come in and get us started in that. We've applied for and received EAF funding, I think 8 out of our 10 years that we've been around. So it's been really integral to making our programs happen every year. And it's helped us expand the number of youth that we can reach and expand the number of media that we're able to explore each year with the kids.
My family here, my second home here, so y'all should really stop by.
We're doing great work here.
The Bookworks has been around since 2009. We moved into direct service back in 2022 when we recognized that need for one-on-one education advocates.
We're helping out even in small ways for a lot of people. Each of us have our own individual caseload that we kind of work with, and so once we get in connection with them, kind of just get the chance to get to know them, find out what barriers they're facing, and see how we can help.
So that could be chronic absences, suspensions from school, problems with transportation, or anything related to the foster care, juvenile justice systems. So we work with a lot of young people who are really excited about school, that they want to learn, they want to be in school, but they don't have the proper supports in place in order to access those services and to be successful in school. We began to notice a need for daytime spaces for young people who are 12 to 21 who are out of school on school days.
We have a general idea of who's coming to the sites on which days and who may not be there, so it's never a surprise or anything, and it's just school sending whoever suspended. It's just people who are already on our caseload.
Here at Americana, Neighborhood House is one of our other sites, 201. These organizations all came together and did some collaborative funding in order to create this project.
Primarily, we have online learners in here, so those who are doing homeschool or just an online learning program, or students who may be like suspended throughout the day and just need an extra resource to come in and sit down and get caught up on their work before they go back so that they're not behind.
The EAF funding has been really, really pivotal. A lot of the funding really, really directly affected our learners. Without it, we really would not have the stability that we're able to have financially in order to focus on our programming. I started the Bookworks 2 years ago. I was one of 4, and we now have a team of 10. A lot of the folks that we work with are facing some very, very serious situations, housing instability, food insecurity. As one organization, we can't, have a superpower in every single area. So that's why we really rely on our partners to be able to kind of create that comprehensive support. One of the other amazing parts of EAF funding is just the collaboration that it increases between organizations.
We're helping out even in small ways for a lot of people.
It's going from getting suspended really often to being in a place that really nurtures them, that helps them feel like they are in a place that really cares about who they are.
It's just very important to show up and be supportive of what they're going through and understand them as human beings and not look at them for the ways that they've been labeled negatively or anything like that. Just recognizing that they deserve respect and they deserve to have access to education and community support and mental health resources. So I definitely just enjoy being a good role model and being supportive of who they are and the needs that they have.
That'll be just a little more. That's me. Maybe you should show off the book a little.
Caused me to, by surprise, that so many people remember Della Porter, my singing and my involvement. It has been because of the Louisville Story program.
4 CDs of restored recordings, all from the original vinyl.
I'm glad about it. Has made alive again.
I'm gonna open to your chapter and you can show your chapter. Okay.
You might have hit home.
Okay.
My singing in the past. Oh, yeah.
So this is the traveling notes. There she is. His name came up all the time. Jesse McDaniel's his name. He was a musical genius from a young age.
I'm glad about it. It's so alive in my life. And this project has enlightened probably a lot of people on the power that gospel music had.
These were folks who were truck drivers, nurses, teachers, custodians, and the people making gospel music today often, they're working people who, on the side of their work and raising their families and doing all this work, created so much brilliant stuff and really built so much together that's very deep and profound. People figuring out how to record things and put out records and organize and promote, through the radio station like at WLOU or through the Louisville Defender and like at the expo, organizing the scene. And all of this was done with remarkably few resources. We're just getting the tip of the iceberg in these stories and in these recordings. This project would not have been possible without support from Metro Louisville through the EAF grant program, because it takes a lot of time to do it at the level that it deserved to be done. And we've actually had a number of community book projects made possible through EAF. This is the most recent release. Gallery of photos.
Oh my goodness.
Just click through these. The aim is that people are spending a lot of time together, pulling all this together, and that process strengthens connections. Working with folks like Reverend Porter and a bunch of other amazing folks in our community who want to document our communities from their own firsthand experiences, and go on this sort of journey of building books together and other things too. People are still bringing records to us, and so we're adding them.
This is great. Okay.
In the way that the gospel music and gospel community was always weaving people together into a community.
Thank the Lord for wigs and makeup.
That is one of the aims that we have in mind with projects like this, and it certainly has been happening.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing
good. Good. Are they ready, Timothy?
Doing the package now, Miss Sharon.
Okay. Did you work in Texas?
I work for General Motors.
Good for you. Got some skills, don't you?
We see them. We completely see them where they're at, and we meet them where they're at.
What brought you here?
Everything, housing, work, everything.
I'll help you with a job, housing, and all of that.
Okay.
We ain't going anywhere. You just stick with us, okay?
I promise.
Okay.
We're missing one more, ma'am. Well, I was getting sober and I was getting myself together, I remembered her. I remembered what she made me feel like. Good morning.
Got it? Let's go. I remember going down the Waterston Expressway. I'm getting off at New Cut Road. There's a guy holding a sign. I rolled down the window and I just yelled out, "Hey, you want to make $50? He went, "Yeah." I went, "Get on." And that's when I knew that the program was going to work. There's days that they work at the fairgrounds, which we're just passing now. We've actually been shoveling snow for the elderly. That's been amazing. And they were like choked up. Thank you so much. Your team really helped shovel our driveways. Now I'm able to go to the grocery store. I'm able to make my doctor's appointment. The jobs are always different. Today they're going to be doing litter abatement. There's an area that needs to be cleaned up.
This is probably like my 4th time.
Lily's loyal.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm just trying to get me a job. I'm trying to get on my feet, and I moved here. So now I'm trying to do the things that I need to do, and Goodwill is definitely helping me with that.
Some of them come from domestic violence. Some of them lost family members. Some of them just fell on hard times.
It's a barrier removers. You know, we deal with a lot of people that are at the lowest points of their lives. I know because I've been there. I was homeless myself, as well as most of the staff that works with me. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
They work with us for about 3.5, 4 hours.
Soda?
I get that back.
Yes, sir.
We feed them lunch. We give them a $50 visa stipend, a 4-hour bus pass, all the while connecting them to services, to jobs, to housing, to treatment. We even have classes that they can go through to learn how to manage money and how to budget. And what makes this program so successful is because it's working. And I believe it's working because we go get them. The team of outreach specialists connecting them with the camps, asking them if they want to get on the van. It's just been really successful.
Safety first, okay?
We've been in the situation. We know what they're feeling. We know the needs that they need. So we're just helping them the same way we've been helped.
They try to help you. It's not all about just coming out and get the $50.
We're not giving them a handout. We're actually giving them a hand up. And that's what I love about it. They come back and they're like, "Miss Sharon, I'm still on the job. Miss Sharon, I'm doing great." I would love to see this go statewide. I'd love to see this go nationwide because I know that it's so successful here. I believe it would be successful anywhere. Just having the right team with the right heart that just loves serving people.
This is a great program.
Y'all ready?
Helping to change lives.
Good
The Louisville Zoo and the entire community said goodbye to Mickey and Punch as they moved to an elephant sanctuary in Tennessee.
We know that we do a great job with everything here at the Louisville Zoo, including the elephants. So they're doing wonderfully. But when you dig a little deeper and you look at the stage the elephants are in their lives, and you look at the size of our facility and what it would take to build what we know they deserve and we want them to have, it's a job. It's really complicated. So the decision was made, and it's a great call, to relocate Mickey and Punch, our two beloved elephants here at the Louisville Zoo, to a giant sanctuary out in Tennessee with acres and acres of space to live in. This place specializes in elephants. They get elephants from all over the country. Punch is 54 now and Mickey's 38. So it's a wonderful place for these two ladies who've been best friends for years and years and years to retire to a wonderful sanctuary.
So how exactly do you move an 8 to 10,000 pound animal?
Very carefully. Zoos work cooperatively amongst each other. In the case of an elephant, everything gets supersized, right? So, and there aren't just a lot of specialized elephant crates sitting around, but fortunately we have a lot of great colleagues out there, and we were able to borrow one from the Sedgwick County Zoo, and we've gotten that here, And that was a job just moving it from the Sedgwick County Zoo to the Louisville Zoo. It takes cranes to lift it up. Training an elephant to want to go in a crate, it takes a lot of small approximations. First step was let them just see the crate, let them kind of smell it, look at it. Okay, it's just part of the environment. The second step, which we've recently done, is we made that crate part of their habitat now. We have tied it in to the elephant habitat, so it's just part of their home right now. And by doing that, that gives us the opportunity to gradually and systematically condition and train the elephants to voluntarily enter the crate and enjoy going into the crate. Of course, elephants weigh about 10,000 pounds. The big joke is, where does a 10,000 pound elephant sit? Anywhere he wants. So it's our job, through our relationship building with the elephants and the trust that the keepers and the curators have built with the elephants, is to help them choose to be happy in this crate. So the elephants don't just come in here anytime. We have some chains in the front that they'll remove those chains, and then they call the elephants in. The goal is just have them come in and be very comfortable in the crate. They have food, their favorite food items. They reinforce them as they're in the crate.
The whole time Mickey's been here, it's been with Punch. And Punch came in 1973, so she's been here quite a while, just 4 years after the zoo opened. And we've all kind of grown up and aged together.
We wanted to come to the zoo to tell our elephants goodbye and to send them off. We've been coming to the zoo since she was a baby.
We're having this big Elephant Day celebration today to celebrate them going to their new home. It's gonna be hard to see them go, but it'll be a good change for them. It really benefits them. They're gonna really enjoy their new home.
We had to say goodbye, so I'm happy for them to retire, but sad to see them go.
Started here in 1975, so I've known these elephants essentially their whole lives, but I'm excited about this next chapter in their life.
Yeah, these guys are my life. I've already got my ways to remember them when they're gone. I'm getting their tattoos, their trunk prints, refer to it as a trunk kiss. A little bit of purple paint on the trunk, ask them to hold it out, and then we bop it with a canvas.
So even though Punch and Mickey won't be here on site, we're not going to forget them. Their legacy will allow us to continue to help with conservation around the world.
Mayor Greenberg kicked off the opening of the Algonquin Water Park.
This is the day I have been looking forward to for over 2 years, and the day the Algonquin neighborhood has been looking forward to for over a decade. I'm so excited to be here to open this new, huge, amazingly wonderful Algonquin Park Pool. I am a big believer in the power of our parks. They make such a positive impact on so much of our city. I went for a run around this neighborhood when I was running for mayor. I started and ended the run right here in Algonquin Park. And I promised every neighbor that I met that day, if I was elected, we would rebuild a bigger and better pool. And friends, today, we all deliver on that promise.
This pool has been closed for over 3 years. 3 years that the community has not been able to swim in their own backyard. It is such a privilege to stand here today to tell the community that we are family here. When things like this happen and when it comes in front of us, we make it happen for one another. Because we can work together for the common good of the community.
For years, the Algonquin Pool has been more than just a place to cool off. It has been a second home, a cornerstone of community, connection, youth engagement, and summertime joy. Its reopening brings more than just water to the neighborhood. It restores vital space where families can play and gather, children can play safely, and neighbors can come together to build a safer, stronger, and healthier community. The reopening of Algonquin Pool is a victory for equity, opportunity, and a community spirit. We are truly grateful.
We got a tour of the newly opened LMPD headquarters at the corner of 6th and Chestnut Streets.
This is something I've been dreaming about since probably 2016 and been working on it since 2020 with Metro Facilities. So to see this come about, it's been very exciting for me personally, but I think it's going to be awesome for the city. Just a little bit of history here. The building itself was occupied by AT&T. Started back in the 70s, and it's been vacant for the better part of, I think, 10 years. It had been maintained well, but it just needed a fresh makeover. All the people that have helped us have done a great job. 700 people from the start of the project till now, and anywhere between 85 to 100 daily have been here on the job site working. Want to take a look around through this door first? This will be our large conference area. So this is going to be a meeting space that we're going to be able to accomplish to have at least 150 people in and have conferences here as well. So we need a larger space, and this is definitely going to accomplish that. We'll have tables on the outskirts and chair and seating and things. We'll have a podium up here, and then we'll have a U-shaped formation here that will allow the chief to be able to see everybody as he's addressing them. I think it's right at 198,000 square feet. To give you an idea, our last headquarters, I think, was around 70,000 square feet. So this is going to allow us future growth and also meet our needs for the next 50 years. This is going to be our newest headquarters we've had in the last 70 years. This is something that the department's desperately needed. The last one outlived its service. When we closed down old headquarters, we had to kind of shotgun blast everybody around the county as far as some people over here, some people over there, and it's kind of hard to be in command of those people if you never see those people, if you're stuck at an admin part. So getting everybody under one roof is really going to accomplish that. That was one of the suggestions the DOJ had for us. This is what a lot of our typical offices will look like. We'll have the open area where people can meet and also be able to talk freely as far as no walls in between them, no offices and things like that. So you can bounce ideas off of each other. We're going to be able to get approximately 400 officers in the downtown area. The lighting and everything is energy efficient. It's supposed to go off when nobody's occupying the room, so we can save energy that way. Same with the thermostat as well. This is going to be our human resource office. Currently, they're over at our training academy, kind of crammed in over there on Taylor Boulevard. So it'll be nice for them to get out, allow the training academy to have that space back, and then give them their own space here. Safety is a concern for the police department. We do have to have a few special things within the building, but Metro Facilities has been excellent to work with. They've kind of held our hand along the way and kind of shown us what we need and how we need to go about constructing this project. Problem that we've had in the past is with sound. So we try to make each room as quiet as possible. And this is one of the solutions that the architect came up with. It was a pretty low cost solution to fix our problem. The chief's office, which is the command staff, the admin, human resource, the AIB bureau, these should be moving in sometime later this summer. We're looking at maybe a late August or September move-in date for the 4th floor. This will be where our crime scene unit is located. It's easier on the loading dock when they bring in evidence. This is our boiler room with all new mechanicals. Everything in here was original, so we had to replace everything to make it more efficient, and some was not serviceable anymore, so we had to take all that out and go with some of the new, more efficient things. This is our mechanical room. Scott, do you want to explain it?
Most of the electric coming into the building runs through here and gets dispersed out of here. New switch gear, new conduit, and this is going to be power over there is going to be powering the new generator, so you'll have emergency feed coming through this room too.
So this is our air control, our air handlers. That was part of the demolition phase to take all this out and then put brand new ones in. These are all brand new. It was determined that the old ones weren't going to be serviceable anymore, so we needed brand new ones. So this is going to be able to keep us cool, and it makes me feel like I'm a little kid again just looking at this stuff. Anyway, want to go to the roof real quick and take a look at it?
Watch your step.
Got a pretty nice view up here. Half of it was the original, the other half was replaced in 1990. So they went ahead and completely did a brand new roof, so we're not going to have any leaking issues. But as you can see, it's also a lighter colored where we're going to have it as a more efficient roof. You know, with the previous roof, it was gravel and you'd be in black and you'd be up here sweating. And it feels pretty cool up here, you know, on a 90+ degree day with a white roof like this. So this is definitely a noticeable difference.
One of the biggest cranes on the East Coast had set that.
That's a 20-ton chiller. The old one just was not serviceable anymore and we needed to replace it. And that was put on there about a month ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
When you're trying to do something this large, you either go with a cooling tower or a chiller, and the more efficient way is a chiller.
We're very excited and appreciate everybody's hard work that they've done on this to make this come true. I'm very excited where it is right now. Like I said, I've been thinking about this for almost a decade now. So to see it come about is very exciting. Hopefully it'll be here for the next 50 years, and everybody on the whole department as a whole wants to say thank you. So we appreciate everything.
Gun violence doesn't just affect the person shot. It can affect an entire family and community. This year, Metro TV shared a story of several families that have suffered the pain of gun violence.
My son's name was Tyree. He was a junior at Eastern High School. He was 16 years old. He was an awesome kid. He was very happy, always smiling, always trying to help anybody he can. Everyone says, like, he'll give you his last dollar, and it have been incidents where he actually did. He loved sports. He loved playing basketball. He was a great big brother. He had 2 siblings, so he always knew, like, he was the leader. And he was just so funny. He lost his life on September the 22nd, 2021 on his school bus stop. It was a drive-by shooting that took place. Yeah, it was the worst day of my life. You send your kid out to school to go get an education, and some havoc that don't even involve them starts to affect you. You know, not only did it affect the whole community, it affected my whole family. I tell parents to watch your kids, keep an eye out on who they're hanging with. In my case, my son wasn't hanging with anyone. He didn't know the perpetrators are, you know, what was the incident was over. But I just tell kids, parents to be more mindful. We got to make sure that us as parents, we're looking under our kids' bed. We're being mindful. We're not trying to be our kids' best friend. You know, it's okay to be strict. It's okay to lay down the law and the rules and stick to it. If you need help, ask for it. It's always someone here that can help. That's what we do at the ACE Project. We don't mind helping any kid that we can. So we just ask, like, if you need any help, reach out. We got to show our kids a different way. You know, these kids are out here making bad decisions, and we're the ones that have to pick up the pieces, the families.
He had just stole our hearts at the beginning with so much character, so much life. He didn't meet a stranger. Every person loved him. All of our family literally took him away from us. Like, they wanted him every weekend, didn't they? Everybody always wanted AJ. He was really the light in our home. At 3, he was putting electronics together. He would put all his own Christmas stuff together.
Yeah, he was always a go-getter. You know, he never tried to follow nobody. He always tried to lead by his own path.
He was in the sandwich of 2 sisters, one older and one younger, so he would get the older one in trouble if she didn't do what he said, and the younger one, he would blame everything on her. So he was a character. He is forever missed in our home. There's all kind of police officers and yellow tape and dogs. I said, that is unheard of. This is Deacon Anthony and I'm Elgina, the roller set girl. Are you serious? So I call AJ, and I'm having him to call, and I'm calling, and then I have my daughter, Lanaya, to call, and all 3 of us is like, he's not picking the phone up. A detective called, we're at your house. There's been a triple homicide. We're just really like taken back, like, it cannot be happening. They're making it seem like our son has barricaded himself in the house and he's done something terribly wrong. My sister-in-law, God love her, she said, I'm gonna call the hospital. She calls the hospital and they said, we've been looking for a family member. You all need to get up here immediately. He was with 2 friends, and this gentleman that is, I guess, settling the paraphernalia to the friend gets into an altercation, and the 2 had exchanged and pulled guns. One guy was shot in the back of the head. AJ was shot in the arm, apparently, and in the head, and then another boy was shot across the body. The night that AJ got killed in 2015, they said it was the bloodiest weekend ever. 8 people got killed that night. And I'm like, how is this our story? How is this our life? Our son, AJ, he's gone forever. It's just been every day trying to live him back to legacy. Everything that I do, everything that we do together, we've opened up an organization. I wrote 8 books to try to help families just to understand what this grief thing is. It doesn't get any better. You just learn how to pivot and you learn how to just roll with the reality of it's another day, it's another week, it's another month, and now it's calculating up to another year, and it's been 10 years, and it still feels like yesterday.
Ain't no way to read a book or to learn how to deal with nothing like this. You just gotta go day by day and work it out, and try to deal with it your own specific way.
Even if you do all the things right, I married my baby's father. We lived this, little happy life. We taught our children the right things, and it still happens. And somebody still destroyed our happily ever after.
His name is Raymel Atkins. He was joyful, funny, so funny. And he's the one that gave me the most affection all the time at all my girls. He loved the game system. Xbox was what he played all the time. And once TikTok and stuff started coming out, he did a lot of TikToks over in Algonquin Park. I miss him. He was 15 years old when he was killed on our front doorstep. Nobody wants to feel this kind of hurt that just sits. Every time it's time for Christmas, I'm only shopping for 3. School, 3. When it's supposed to be 4. It's supposed to be 4 of everything. Ramaya's mad. Ramontra's distant. It's just a lot to have to carry. So know where your kids are. Ask questions. Any change you see, address it. That's what I'm learning now. I don't care if they eating different, coming home different, just on the phone different. Pay attention to every single detail about your children, your teenagers right now, because it was a blink of an eye for me. When they come in from school, you gotta ask them every day, how was your day? I've learned doing that now with my daughters. We have a better communication, and either good or bad, you could tell, somebody, it was all right. They might say, and then you gotta say, well, what happened? You can't just let them go in and shut the door. And you gotta spend more time with these teenagers, one-on-one time, group time. Once a month now we do something together, and we just sit down and we talk. That's what's working for us.
She was so smart and loving. She was the best friend to anybody. She would give her shoes off her feet. She actually did. To a complete stranger. She was a special soul. She lit up the room when she walked in. She lived more life in 20 years than I did in 41. These last 5 years have been really hard without her. She was actually robbed and murdered. So one of her boyfriend set her up. February 2026 is the scheduled trial date. So hopefully we'll get accountability then, because there'll never be justice for taking somebody. They use TikTok and social media so much, and you don't know who your friend really is that's on that other end and what they're doing or what lifestyle they're living. And you can become a victim of it so easily. One shot can't be undone. One shot. It changes somebody's life forever. Be present, be active in your kid's life. When all they have is the streets to turn to and look to, that's where they go. Know who your kid's on the phone with. Know what social medias they're on. Parenting is hard, but it's harder when you've lost a child and you still have to parent those other kids. We can change. We can help these kids. We can give them a community back instead of it failing them. I have a group of women who are around me who show me every day that I can be stronger, that I can keep going on. If it wasn't for the ACE Project and Miss Rose, whoo-wee, I'd still be a hot mess laying in my bed, curled up, not knowing how to even figure out life. Our stories might all be different, but our pain is the same. We will start protecting these babies. We will give them a safe place again to live.
Corey Crow. His nickname was Ace. Very confident, very self-determined. I like to tell the story when he was 5 years old and he started on his T-ball team. First time up the bat, he hit the ball, and boy, did he whack it good. And Corey took off running to third base first. Corey kept on running. He saw home plate and he just took off running to home plate. And then the crowd started clapping and laughing and gave him his first home run. He was always confident and he loved people. He just loved everybody. It didn't matter your race, your sexuality. And that's where, with his nickname with Ace, act compassionate every day, that's where it came from, because it was in the spirit of him. He was found in a car. We believe it may have been the company that he kept or somebody that he trusted that maybe he should not have trusted. You need to be careful the company you keep. You may think you know, you still may not know. And so one bad decision, one bad choice could change your life forever. But I knew that God did not allow someone to take his life and nothing good to come out of it. And so instantly I just started doing community service, giving back, cleaning up the community, doing clothing and shoe drives and just stuff of that nature. After we purchased a spot where his life was taken at home, we turned it into a community center. We're helping families and moms, with support system, grief support, healing, transformation, and peace. That's what we want over there.
They say our youth is our future, but how do we have a future when too many of our youth don't make it to see 21? Another name and another picture on a t-shirt, another balloon release, or another he has so much potential. This isn't just violence, it's trauma, it's fear, it's kids learning to run before they ever learn to dream. Youth violence is killing our dreams. It's breaking families, leaving classrooms with empty seats and broken hearts. But it doesn't have to be this way. Violence is a cycle, and cycles can be broken by speaking up, by checking in, by giving our youth a safe place just to be. They don't need more judgment. They need guidance. They need love. They need us. Youth violence isn't just a youth problem. It's a community crisis, and it's going to take all of us to stop it. Let's protect our kids, not bury them.
We got some great answers when we went out on the street to ask people a variety of questions, from your favorite restaurant to your favorite zoo memory.
I actually work for the Louisville Orchestra, and so my favorite memory of the zoo is performing at the orchestra event last year. So the Louisville Orchestra and the Louisville Zoo collaborate on a amazing concert right there on the zoo. You get to tour around the entire zoo, see all the animals beforehand, and then you get to have a wonderful concert afterwards. It is just such a cool way for these two amazing Louisville organizations to come together for a great event in a great space.
My favorite memory at the zoo is when I was a kid, we went with my paraplegic grandpa who had polio, and he was on like a motorized scooter. And you know how hilly that zoo is. His scooter battery wasn't enough to get him up and over the hills. So my job while we were out there was to push him up. So we were going up and zooming up the hills, and I was pushing him all the way up it. I thought it was fun.
My favorite memories of the zoo are I went to zoo camp for pretty much all of elementary school, and I always collected the peacock feathers that would fall on the ground, and that was really fun.
And for me, my favorite memory is whenever all of my best friends came down to visit from South Carolina. It was the first time ever seeing a large-scale zoo like that, because we don't have one in our hometown, and it's been about 7 years, but it's still a prominent memory for me.
My wife and I live about a half a mile from the zoo. We have 3 children that we raised in that neighborhood, and every year, every 2 or 3 years, we would go and take them to the zoo. One of their favorite memories and one of the favorite things they like to do was the old safari van that they had that you could climb into and you can act like you're driving it, and my daughters loved to act like they were driving the safari van and going across the Africa, whatever. The second one had to do with the orangutans. We spent a night there and we got to meet the behind the scenes, the orangutans, and we were able to build different devices that had treats inside to give to the orangutans the next morning, and then to see how smart they were in figuring out how to open up the package to get the treats out of. So those are the two things that stand out in my mind.
Favorite burger spot, I love Game. I think Game is probably my favorite spot just because it's so cool being able to have like ostrich or elk or anything like that. It's something that you don't normally have. So, and it tastes really good too. So that's my recommendation.
And my favorite place to get a burger is from Applebee's.
And my favorite spot to get a burger is Oscar's Slider Bar.
In-N-Out Burger.
Five Guys.
Ollie's Trolley is one of the best places to get a burger.
And my favorite spot to get a burger is Muscle and Burger Bar.
The best burger that I've had in Louisville, Kentucky is at the Capitol Grill right there at Oxmoor Shopping Center.
And Bubbles. And I really love Toasties and Holy Grail.
My favorite burger spot is Ollie Trolley's.
My favorite spot to get a burger in town is the Tap Room on Bardstown Road.
And my favorite burger spot downtown has to be Muscle and Burger Bar.
Muscle Burger.
Smash Burger!
Metro TV launched some new series this year, giving you coverage of local sports and ADA services provided by the city.
The Browns picking up an offensive tackle in Mason Graham. Instead of, which it really grinds my gears. They had one of the worst quarterback showings last year, and they did not pick up a #1 draft pick potential in Shedeur Sanders. Why are you focusing on defense when you need a quarterback? Your quarterback, Jameson Winston, or whatever his name was, got chased around last year. Like, what are they thinking?
For me, sir, I don't even need to blow any further because at the end of the day, if we're talking about this year, you all lost and you were pretty confident we didn't stand a chance. So
History proves it.
History doesn't prove anything.
I'll take it.
History proves nothing because at the end of the day,
took that game.
Barely? Sir,
We get y'all
again,
down by 20 or more, we
you
win
say
by 15
that,
or
you
more.
say that,
That's it.
but
period.
you don't.
There is
That's
no
not
coming
how
back.
this is going to
We
happen.
put y'all-
No.
Like, we put our foot on y'all's necks and we don't let up. Y'all let up multiple times and almost lost that game. Don't care.
And yet you all still couldn't capitalize. So when it matters the most for them to come up clutch,
I bet you we get farther than y'all this year. Period.
Welcome to our show. We're calling our show DICE, which stands for Disability, Inclusion, and Culture, and Education, in which we discuss how Louisville is currently engaging with and aspirations for the future for differently abled people in the community. I am the Disability and Access Coordinator for the Office of Aging and Disabled Citizens within the Office of Social Services. We have Stoofy Dave, who is with the Louisville Lightning and working at Berrytown with their adaptive recreation. And as I understand it, you all moved as a result of coming to Fraser to get some, the rehabilitation, and then learning about, what was it you learned about track?
I learned about the new how the JCPS was starting a new adaptive sports team that my therapist recommended to me, so I decided to try track out for a year and then loved it ever since.
Wow, well, that's great. And so explain to everyone what activities that you do.
I personally do wheelchair basketball, adaptive track and field, adaptive archery, adaptive swimming, and that's it so far. But we have also, the Louisville Lightning also has adaptive bocce ball.
Okay. Are there any sports that they don't have that you want to try in the future?
Rugby. I've always
Okay. Okay.
Thanks for watching Louisville This Week. You can share Metro TV with your family and friends by following us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, or by downloading the Metro TV app on Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon Fire TV. We'll see you in 2026.